I want to minister this morning on what a difference the kingdom makes. Because I think that if we could understand the kingdom of God at least a little bit, I don't claim that we can fully understand the invisible. It's easier to understand the visible than the invisible, right? See, I can understand what color your shirt is by looking at your shirt. I can understand how tall you are by looking at how tall you are or by standing next to you. I can get a relative idea of your weight. I can get an idea of your gait. I can get an idea of what you think's funny, what you think's sad, just by spending time with you, because it's all visible. Now, some of those things aren't visible until you let them be. Like, I don't know what you think is funny by looking at you, but I know what you think is funny by being around you and watching you laugh and go, oh, they thought that was funny. Okay, that starts to give me some insight. Now, funny's invisible until it becomes visible. My point is, I can't tell the invisible until it becomes visible. I can't really put my mind around what it looks like. The invisible's impossible for me until it manifests, right? Until it becomes into the realm of the visible, it's nothing. We can talk about the fruit of the Spirit. Do you have the fruit of the Spirit? You go, yes, I do. I have to because I have the Spirit. I can't tell what that fruit looks like until it becomes into the natural. So you may have peace, but I can't tell that you have peace until I see you in a storm, because then your peace became visible. You see what I mean? The fruit was real, but not really. I mean, it's invisible fruit until it's visible to me, and then it becomes a reality for how I know you're being shaped. The kingdom of God is invisible in that we have a king we don't see who rules over a kingdom we don't see. What we have is the visible, kings we see and kingdoms we see. And we never need to confuse those two. Because what's unusual about the kingdom is its invisible nature and its slow spread. And the fact that the kingdom of God is as real, and this is a difficult pill for people to swallow because we only embrace what we see. The kingdom of God is as real and more real than every kingdom and system that you've ever seen on the face of the earth. It is as real and transcendent of all the natural kingdoms. So while we can see natural countries, natural kingdoms, natural leaders, and can't see the supernatural kingdom with its supernatural leader, I'm here to present to you that that supernatural kingdom is more real and more relevant because it crosses all lines of nationality and race and culture, and it transcends the response mechanisms or the reaction mechanisms of a natural kingdom. And it began, the seeds of it, we see a little bit of it trying to elbow its way into reality in the Old Testament. But we see it explode in Jesus. And then we see it spread a little bit in Acts. And we see it spread a little bit in Corinthians and Galatians and Ephesians and Philippians. And we see what it could look like penetrating the consciousness of the earth at the end of Revelation. When we see a new Jerusalem with the trees and the river. And again, rather than trying to date that, place that, and identify that, realize that it speaks to something bigger, that the end game for God is that His kingdom swallows up the way we do life, that it begins to take over the kingdoms of the earth, that people begin to find refuge in the kingdom. And so the Bible is an arc towards that New Jerusalem reality. It's an arc towards the kingdom, and you're going to hear me use this phrase today, the kingdom elbowing its way in to the consciousness of man and to the way man lives his life.